Is the $200 per month raise for Social Security starting in January? This is a great question and one that I've received multiple times over the last several weeks, and what I want to focus on for you here in this video, as well as I do have this article right here, which I will be popping up on the screen in just a second, so you can see and read for yourself exactly what they're talking about right here and what this all means going into January as we wrap up 2025 right here, right now, as I film this video at the very end of the year. Many people want to know, hey, I've heard about this $200, which I agree with you. It's been in the headlines a lot over the last couple months or so. And again, why I want to pop this up for you, because yes, believe it or not, lawmakers are talking about this, but does that mean it's going to be starting in January of 2026? Really good question. We're going to talk about all the details. Now, to be fair, this article that I'm going to pop up for you is from a little while ago, from about a month or so ago, give or take a little bit. But this is a good article. I found it and thought, I'm just going to pop this one up because it's a little bit older, but I still want you to read the details about this and as far as where we're at. Now, here's what's interesting about this, because earlier this year, with the implementation of all the tariffs, we had lawmakers come back and reintroduce the $200 per month raise. That was earlier this year. Not a whole lot happened in the summer and in the fall, and then just a little while ago, maybe like a month and a half or so ago, give or take a little bit, lawmakers came back and doubled down again on this $200 per month raise for beneficiaries. And that's what I want to talk about. In fact, let's pop this up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details, and I'll also talk through the details about this. Okay, so this is in regards to the Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act, which, yes, I have talked about before in other videos, but I want you to read this article. Okay, so anyway, lawmakers came earlier this year because of the impacts of the tariffs and high prices because of inflation. They introduced earlier this year, again, this Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act. Nothing happened with it earlier this year. Then at the very end of October, so like, what is that, a month and a half or so ago, give or take a little bit here, lawmakers came back and reintroduced the Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act, which would implement the $200 per month raise to beneficiaries, which they want to do, which would be, again, in conjunction with what you're seeing here in the article, starting in January for the first 6 months of the year. That's it, okay? But just because they're talking about it, does that actually mean it's going to be starting in January? Well, unfortunately, I wish, just because lawmakers talk about something, I wish that it would actually happen. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Just because lawmakers open up their flappers and talk about this does not mean that it's actually going to be starting. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not. It's not. Reason being is, it didn't pass. It did not pass yet. And honestly, who knows if it's actually going to pass at some point. But the whole idea here would basically be start the $200 in January, for 6 months of time. Okay, so basically $1,200 is what it would essentially be worth. $200 per month by 6 months would be $1,200 more. And then it would end as of July. I like the proposal, but I also really dislike this proposal because realistically, it's not like everybody just needs $1,200 more right now. That's like a far cry from what people really need, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, this $200 is not great. It'd be very helpful, but the problem with it is it's a 6-month temporary idea here. It's not going to do a whole lot. Don't get me wrong. The $1,200 would be great. It would help out a lot of people. But unfortunately, what would happen is that all of a sudden, well, we get the $200 for 6 months, and then they take it away 6 months later. A lot of people would become very reliant on that, and it honestly wouldn't really do the job that it needs to in the 6 months that it would be there. And all of a sudden, before we know it, they take it away and end it. So that's kind of the major problems that I'm seeing with this. Anyway, long story short, to answer the question again, which I answered a little while ago, I'll make it very clear here yet again, which is the $200 raise starting in January? Again, as people are asking down below in the comment section, the answer is no. And the reason for that is lawmakers did not pass the Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act or any of the other proposals that they've introduced over the last several years to implement the $200 per month raise, like the Social Security Expansion Act or others that they've had, including a $200 per month raise to benefit. So With that being said, for with all the other people out there that may be talking about this and saying, oh yeah, get ready, it's coming, my response to that is, well, they have it at their disposal. The lawmakers have introduced it, but Congress as a whole has not done it. And there's a big difference between talking about, proposing, and actually doing, passing, and signing by the president. Massive, massive difference, right? However, to be fair, we still do have all of this talk about the $2,000 stimulus check, right? I mean, you've heard me talk about that many times over the last, again, month and a half or so, give or take a little bit here, since the president came out and originally introduced this. Let's see where that goes. But there's many different things here that could happen in 2026. We don't know. Again, we don't know. There's so many unanswered questions about all of these different things. They love to propose. Well, actually, this is an interesting one. I've seen this comment down below a couple times from people here in the community that have reached out and said they're doing a lot of proposing, but nobody's getting married. Yeah, you're pretty much right on that. I like that comment. People write that every so often. I don't see it all the time, but I do see that, and that is totally true. A lot of proposals, a lot of proposing of different things, but not a whole lot of commitment here, right? Yeah, exactly. And that's what that would actually be, is that when lawmakers pass this through the House and the Senate, get it signed by the president, that would be the official commitment. So a lot of proposals, which honestly are great, but don't mean a whole lot of anything until we get the official commitment, and then we're locked in, right? At that point. So anyway, just wanted to bring this to you. And again, I've had people reaching out down below asking on previous videos over the last several weeks here. I mean, honestly, the last month and a half or so, since this was reintroduced, I've had a number of people reaching out saying, hey, is this really happening in January? Well, that's the proposal. But honestly, as I film this video right now, we're running out of time. And I'm going to be honest with you, to see this passed between now and the end of the year, there's honestly only a few days left of the year. Could we realistically see that? I mean, to be fair, we could, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen between now and the end of the year. Could it happen sometime next year? Possibly. If I were really going to bank on something, I'd really bank on a stimulus, a rebate, distribution, a dividend over a raise to our benefits in any meaningful way, as in a $200 raise, a temporary raise, something like that, okay? That's just my opinion on that. I could be totally wrong with that. I'm just saying, if I was going to put my bet on something, if I was going to put, my faith in something to happen in 2026, I would say way higher likelihood of something happening along the lines of a stimulus check, a dividend payment, a distribution, a rebate, something like that, versus an actual raise to our benefits for a temporary amount of time. That's just my opinion about that. We'll see. Only time will tell, just like everything else. A lot of things are happening right now. It's still a busy time, and I'm going to continue to break it all down. As always, drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Let me know what else I can do for you. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Happy holidays. I can still say that for a little bit longer right now, right? Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Please make sure to subscribe if you've not done so yet. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video as well. Big share button down below. Otherwise, drop your comments, your feedback down below. Let me know what else you got for me. As in questions, I can happily jump on a video, a dedicated live stream, whatever you want. I can talk through all the details about this. But anyway, let me know what else I can do for you. Again, I'm here for you, to represent you, to advocate for you, to help you in any way that I possibly can. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Again, please subscribe if you have not done so yet. Please share the video. And until next time, have a good one. And I'll catch you in a little bit later in the next video. I'll see you again soon.